Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're joining. Thanks for being here. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. It has been a beautiful, wonderful morning. It's starting to cool off here in my region, and it's actually kind of feels good. I like the fall and the winter. Some of you guys who I have met know me. I like to hunt and stuff like that, so getting out in the cold is kind of fun for me. But anyways, if you're in here, join in the chat, live chat. Looks like there's a bunch of people in here so far. We got Tom. Good morning. Good morning. We got Bitcoin Country. Good morning. Good morning. We've got Bitcoin Management Jim. Good morning to you. And we've got, let's see here. We've got Scott is in here. Good morning. Good morning. As always, thank you all for being here. Good morning, Trini Man. How's it going? Crypto Sherpa. Good morning. Thanks for being here. You guys are awesome for jumping in like this. And Sai, yes, good morning, good morning. It's good to see you as well. So, do me a favor, smash the likes. Help me get the channel growing. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Don't necessarily need to worry about the bell unless you want to hear all the fun stuff that I talk about. Also, share it out to your socials. Just again, help me grow the channel. The bigger the channel gets, the more I can provide this awesome content to you guys. And also, I do a 4:30 show in the afternoon. You get to see Papa Joe Unfiltered, but that's through Patreon. So if you're interested in that, pop into Patreon and see what it's all about. Anyways, so I kind of wanted to talk about some stuff here. I spent some time last night looking into what in the world is going on with our shipping crisis, and I've looked into the supply chain related stuff, trying to figure out what's going on with that. And because I've worked for some of the world's leading supply chain companies in the past, and I'm somewhat familiar with how supply chains in general, on a very high level, work. Not from a not on a, I don't get down into the weeds of it or anything like that. However, with blockchain, I could help you orchestrate architect an entire blockchain ecosystem for your supply chain. So that's something I do with my business, Aster Blockchain Consulting. I don't have it. I think it's linked in the description of the show here. If it's not, someone let me know and I'll put it in there. So anyways, I do one-on-ones for that, and then I also work with businesses and stuff too. So anyways, I digress on that point. I just kind of started looking into it, going, what's going on? And then there's different websites you can go to, some where you can see the shipping containers, ships and stuff like that. They're just posted off the coast. There's a lot of different things, pointing out all these different excuses. There's no truck drivers. Well, then the trucks aren't hitting the emissions for California. Then there's no chassis to drive the trucks. There's no trailers for the containers. There's no this. There's no that. What's going on, right? A lot of different people on TikTok. I do have a TikTok, by the way. If you want to hop in there, follow that. I probably should start using it to let people know I'm about to go live. I don't know. I haven't figured out the TikTok thing. I guess I'm an old school kind of person when it comes to this kind of thing. So, but anyways, I digress. Yeah. So I'm sure you guys have wondered too. It's Christmas time is coming up, and those of you who have little kids and stuff like that, typically go look for stuff that they kind of might be interested in and whatnot. Can't find anything. Went to our local Target a couple of weeks ago, and there's a Lego aisle. There's no Legos on the shelf. They're bare. Kind of makes you go, okay, what the heck? And there's lots of things that we see out there. You've got milk is increasing in price. You've got all these other things happening. It kind of makes you feel like it's being artificially done, because the shipping containers they're anchored off the coast. They're not allowed in here. I'm not going to pull it up in this show, but I might talk about it in my Patreon later this afternoon. One of the real reasons I think is behind this, and it involves an executive order that was signed by the previous administration around foreign threats. We'll call them that for now. Foreign enemies, adversaries, and some other interesting things around that. So, anyways, if time permits me to actually do a little bit of research on that, I'll cover that in my Patreon show this afternoon. That's at 4:30 Eastern, by the way. So I started digging in it. I started looking into what's going on, and I'm sitting here going, "There, I think it feels like they're trying to create an artificial crisis, a problem in the supply chain, and they're doing that." Okay, they're trying. I don't know where the products are going or what they're doing with it. I've seen video of farmers completely destroying all of their crops because they can't sell them. Because who knows why? They don't know why. They say they don't know why. They're just no one's buying it. You got entire chicken farmers, pork farmers. They destroying their crops effectively, just gone because no one's buying them, right? And they're not importing anything. They're not buying anything, and then it kind of makes you go, okay, what the heck? Makes me sit there and go, well, what's going on? So it kind of made me start thinking, how do we, the people, utilize blockchain technology in a supply chain method where we can use maybe an NFT to support the farmers, use that NFT to receive goods from those farmers or the manufacturers that we do have here in the United States. How can we support our manufacturers? How can we support our farmers? And NFTs funding their crops, and then using some sort of blockchain related supply chain where you could have a direct shipment to your house. And I'm going to pull something up here real quick, if I can remember the name of it. Yeah, this one right here. I will pull this up and I will talk about it in just a moment. This kind of made me jogged my memory on something on a blockchain related subject. Now that's different than okay, there's two different ones. Okay. Why is there two different ones? Huh. Okay, I'll have to look into that. But anyways, I will pull that up in a minute. But I think a lot of the extra pressure we're seeing in the pricing, it really kind of comes to Crypto Sherpa. Each one of the containers are filled with Chinamen ready to attack. I don't know if that's a joke, man. That might be what it is. Don't know. Be interesting, wouldn't it? Anyways, it's an interesting observation. Some of the same things I've seen. I think it's in very much so in tandem or with the whole inflation discussion. Okay. Treasury Secretary Yellen says this new spending bill will be anti-inflationary and lower important costs. I don't know where this person got selected to be in that position, but holy crap. Spending money, or in other words, printing money, creating more in circulation, is the problem of inflation. That's what inflation is. Unless you are cutting regulation and removing circulated dollars out of circulation, then if you just add more, that's what the very definition of inflating something. It's like a balloon. You can blow a balloon up, you keep adding air to it, but unless you let air out, it's not going to decrease the inflation. That's literally the definition of it. It's actually that simple. That analogy is that simple. My kids understand that. You fill a bathtub up, you fill a pool up. That's inflating the amount of water in the container. It's no different. You fill it up too much, it'll overflow. Or if you blow a balloon too much, blow a balloon up too much, it will blow up. It will literally burst. And then all of the monetary pressure that's built inside that balloon will be gone. Okay? We're building this balloon is being blown up so much right now. And that is what's causing the problem. When you inflate a currency too much, it reduces the purchasing power of the currency. And that's one of the things, one of the reasons I can't tell you guys or my friends and family or what to do with your money. I can't legally tell you what to do. I can't legally give you tax advice, monetary advice, financial advice, legal advice. I can't give that to you. But you want to protect your ability to buy in the future. You want to have a real savings account, go buy physical gold and silver and hold it. If you want to hedge against a falling economy, look at Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. All of you know this here. You guys all know this here. Look into different coins for your risk. If you want to have a risk in your portfolio, there's different coins that are very risky. Talked about it yesterday. Shiba, it's rising up, but it could also fall really fast too, right? So be careful. They are building an ecosystem. They are building something there. There is an actual thing they're building, but be careful, okay? Not saying go jump in to the deep end. I'm not saying to tip your toes in. I'm not saying you don't even be at the pool. Do what you think is best for you, but just be careful. So I'm of the mindset that the whole shipping crisis is tied very much to the inflationary problem right now. And from my perspective, I'm looking at it going, you've got rising prices. So they're reducing the supply to increase the supply, to increase the cost even more. And they're saying, we've inflated, really, this is what's taking place. They've inflated the monetary system so much that they have to have an excuse for the rising prices. So they're saying, okay, we're not going to allow any goods to be able to be in the country. Think about that. They're artificially creating, and then it's going to do nothing but add fuel to the fire. It's going to increase the cost of everything we buy exponentially. And this is what I think they're doing. I think that they're blockading everything. They've inflated everything too much. The balloon is quite literally probably if you watched it in slow motion, in the very early stages of it exploding. That's probably what it looks like. You see a bubble burst in slow motion. It just then collapses and everything. All the air inside's gone. It's kind of what I think about whenever I look at this. And then they have the audacity. She has the audacity to go after the billionaires. Okay. Yellen says the billionaire tax died. Good. It died. It needed to. But Biden bill still gets wealthy Americans to pay fair share. Okay. So the wealth tax is dead, which is a good thing. But the problem still remains that they're going after these business. You're not a billionaire unless you're a businessman. Even if you're handed that money on a silver platter from your grandparents or your parents, you still need to know how to be business savvy to some extent. And most of those kids who receive that kind of money from their parents, most of them have been trained on how to appropriately take care of that stuff. But that's a different discussion for a different day. Why are they going after the billionaires? They're the ones who have the money. Well, that's them. You know why it died? Because the billionaires are the ones who are in Congress. They're the ones who have the money. They're the ones who don't want to let go of the money. Where all this stuff, the whole billionaire wealth tax, that is just them looking at it and going, yeah, no. What's this? Labor unions push White House at the top, the red bar there, push White House to add worker protections to the Biden magic cookie requirement. Interesting. Lots of stuff still happening. I tell you what, there's lots of things to talk about with all this thing that's going on. But they need to stop going after the stupid millionaires, the business owners. You know why? Because they'll take their money somewhere else. They'll move out of the country. The money will flee the country. It will no longer be here, and then our country will suffer from it. Tom? Precisely. It's smoke and mirrors. All they're doing is saying, we're going to do this. Nope, we're not. Because that affects us. And they're trying to make themselves look good to the normies. We'll call them normies. To the average everyday person who is stuck in front of their TV listening to the crap they're being fed from the media. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So Wall Street Journal actually posted this. No, I know I'm using mainstream media, and my point in using the mainstream media sources is not for validity in what I'm saying. My point is even they're talking about this. It's not just us anymore. It's them. They're even talking about this. Now they're saying it in very specific ways, et cetera, but it kind of makes me sit there and go, Fed tapering won't beat inflation. Supply issues are mostly to blame for rising prices. See what I just said? I didn't even read this part yet. I missed this, the subline there. Deregulation is a crucial part of the remedy. I wonder if I subconsciously read that. Didn't even realize it. Oh. Anyways, even they are talking about how the actual problem is the supply chain. And then tapering of the spending. So you guys know what the tapering conversation is about. So the Federal Reserve has been buying using the what's it called? The repos, the nightly repos. They've been buying up and holding the debts for the banks and on funding. The banks have been taking loans and they've been funding the banks to keep the banks solvent. What that's doing is it's constantly pumping money into the market every single night. And they're supposed to pay it back, but they actually don't pay it back. It's just there. It's smoke and mirrors. Basically, it's like, here's your money. You give it back to us tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and then they're like, no, here's another one. Here's you some more money. You can pay us back later. And she's constantly feeding the pig. And it's getting big. It's constantly inflating the balloon. So there's that happening, and then you've got Congress is borrowing the money from the Fed to spend the money in the economy and or try to tax you and me on more and more things that we do. You see that the game they're playing here, the tapering, they're going to stop buying the overnight repos. They're going to stop doing it or slow it down. It won't do anything, and they're talking about the supply chain here being supply issues being the rise. Blame for the rise? Yes, it is, and they're blocking those off the coast. Whatever they're doing, they're blocking it off the coast. Anyways, it's going to be interesting. Can't wait for this. Tom, can't wait for the switch to be turned on against this criminal system. Time for a new system. The new system's built. It's blockchain. It's cryptocurrency. Whether people want to accept that or not, or believe it or not, that's their problem. Cognitive dissonance is a real thing. Like I mentioned the other day, I was talking to a friend of mine. It's like, here's how this works. And they still didn't want to accept that is how it works, that is a new system. They cannot recognize that this new system is similar in some ways to the old system. And whereas you can buy the stocks, the coins in the companies, and then turn around and sell them for a profit or a loss, but you can also create residual income with them, and you can spend them, and you can use them in the blockchain and build yourself a business with it. There's so many versatility in this. It's actually phenomenal. And they can't get it. The cognitive dissonance is there, and they can't get it. It makes me kind of just sit there and go, Makes you kind of wonder, doesn't it? I forgot what I was going to talk about. Oh, yeah, there's more call for more regulation. And this guy is talking about basically the FATF, whatever the heck they are. They're they have no teeth. They basically make recommendations, and what they're recommending is, yeah, we need to regulate crypto. I would love to sit down and talk with this guy and be like, dude, do you realize that you can't regulate a regulated system? It's built in. That's what needs to happen to these people. Someone needs to show them the truth. So I'd be happy to do that, and y'all know that. It'd be kind of fun. Someone needs to show them the truth, and if they don't realize the truth, if they don't pay attention to the truth, then it's on their head at that point. They don't get it. But anyways, keeping in the supply chain conversation real quick. Lane Axis. This is a cryptocurrency. It is a token. Okay. I'm not saying go look at this or anything like that. If you want to, go ahead. Maybe they are solving a real world problem. Okay, they are providing. Basically, they're a network for Freightliners. They use where's the button? I did some research on this a couple of weeks ago. For where I work and stuff. Just as to make a recommendation. That's block, not now. So basically, you can have these different locations. You see how it actually works? It's kind of cool where you can have different stuff like that. Kind of cool. This is how you find someone to ship something you need, right? Or if you want someone to carry something for you. So if you want someone to be a carrier for you for something like that. I don't know why it's picking up New York. I blocked it from pulling that up. Whatever. I guess that's where they're headquartered. Anyways, so you have an ecosystem that allows for, where was the technology? This is a blockchain. They are using a blockchain technology framework to actually monitor and do the transactions and track the shipments. They also have an AI engine that's working through it, stuff like that. It's very interesting as well. This is what I was kind of confused about before, that there's a secondary website here. It looks like you can stake the tokens. Very intriguing. The automate and decentralized and the global supply chain. Basically, this is the future of how this works. Okay, so here's a diagram. So this is how it works typically right now. Very, very frustrating. And this is how a demonstration or diagram of how that would work there. Yeah, this is all pretty cool stuff. So when I said earlier that we needed to build there needs to be a blockchain solution for shipping a supply chain, there's one. There's many, actually. You can use any generalized blockchain to do this. This is a specific blockchain that's done this. It's very, very interesting to me. So something to kind of think about whenever you kind of do this stuff. So Sam Storm, Papa Joe, what would you tell brand new people to crypto that are curious about mining? Do you recommend them to do it, or do you steer them towards staking? I say that it's not worth it. Unless that brand new person has like $10 million to get started in an investment, and then they're okay with not getting that investment back for a few years. Possibly. I mean, 10 million would get you a nice warehouse. It would get you a lot of equipment, get your power. I don't know. It would depend. If they had enough of a big enough upfront cost that they're willing to depart with to get going, potentially, yes. But if you took that same $10 million and you threw it into something like Matic or Divi or something like that, where you can stake and have a residual income from it, that's a little bit of a different discussion. And they would have a significant return on that investment at that point. So hopefully that answers your question, sir. Thanks for throwing that out there. Because you have to pay for power and stuff like that as well. So you gotta really pay attention to. That's a great thing for owner operators and trucking industry that allow them to bypass load brokers. Yes, the blockchain is the load broker. That is actually the cool part about this. This other, I need to look at this other site. This is new. A private blockchain powered by the Axis token. There's their diagram, all that fun stuff. You can go through it and see it. I have not seen any of this so far. This is very intriguing to me to look at this right now. So, yeah, this is kind of cool. But this is the technology. The website, it looks like that you do the actual. I need I need a shipper, I need a container carrier, and then track your shipment, stuff like that. This is the one that I knew was here. I didn't realize that there's. So they are working on a patent, by the way, shipping and carrier interaction optimization platform. there's a blockchain and a token that has a patent. There's very few of them out there that have them. You got Divi, you got Theta, and now this one's another one. I don't know of the other ones that are out there, but you got to think about it. Kind of cool stuff. Not saying to go get any of it, but I'm saying it might be worth taking a look at. Anyways, I don't have no idea what their staking rewards are or anything like that, but yeah. So, there was one other thing I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, Matic. Matic price targets 150% ascension as Polygon positions itself for the best scaling solution. They are a really, really good scaling solution. They effectively are they are the layer 2 for connections from multiple blockchains into Ethereum, and then vice versa, right? So they're actually have their own ecosystem. They're actually doing really, really well with it. Yes, sir. Divvy Daddy, welcome, sir. Matic is phenomenal. I love Matic. It's frustrating that they changed from Matic to Polygon. I don't really know why they did that. It's confusing to people because I have people like I work with. Someone's like, so I was gonna go buy some Poly and I can't tell if it's Matic or what. I'm like, that's not Polygon. That's not Matic. Matic is the ticker. Polygon is the name. So very, very confusing a little bit for some people. So anyways, basically this article discusses here so okay, so the new target that they're saying, if it breaks and holds above, if it breaks through that what it hit last night, that 221, it very well could run up to $4.32 in the short term. Matic as a whole, as a platform from a monetary perspective, from a staking platform, the staking for Matic is really, really, really good. It's very, very, very easy. And it's actually it does produce. So depending on what you're in there, it's at 15 to 20%, depending on how much is staked at the time. So it's actually a pretty nice return on your investment. So you're constantly getting a residual income from it. This is what I try to do with this stuff. Okay, I try to go find these tokens where I can actually go in, obtain them, allow and enjoy the rewards of the growth, but also have a residual income on it. So like buying a rental house. Okay, you go buy a rental house and you want to rent that out so that you can get a return on your investment. You can park your cash in the house and it will grow as the value of the home increases, and you'll constantly be getting a residual income. Except with a house, you have to maintain it, you have to pay insurance on it, you have to make sure that you have people renting it from you. If there's no one renting it from you, then you just parked your cash there to do nothing. And hopefully, if some people, they'll take a loan out to do that, and then it'll pay the loan, and then it'll have some left over, kind of thing. So there's lots of things that you do from that perspective. Staking is very similar to that. You buy a stake, a chunk of coins, take it to the staking platform, stake it, and get your residual income, and you don't have to worry about all the overhead and all the crap you got to do. Anyways, it's actually kind of cool. It's going to be very, very, very interesting as we come into this time where we have this type of technological advancements that we can actually participate in without having the interference of the government trying to do this. Now they're going to try and they're going to try and try. But I got a feeling that really, really soon that people will be reminded, and I think they've already been reminded here recently, that government gets its yes, Rick, thank you, sir. Smash the likes. Please, please, please. Smash those likes. If you're in here and you like what you're hearing, smash the likes for me. Digress there. So we have people who are being reminded of what the Constitution says and what the Declaration of Independence says. That we, the people, are the authority in this country. That we, the people, are the ones who can decide who's in the authority, and that if we have to, in this country, we, the people, can replace any tyrannical actors. I call them actors because that's what they're doing. They're acting. Anyways, that's about to happen. I don't think you have to worry about some stuff here pretty soon. I really have. I really, really do wonder if that's what we're about to be entering into that time for. But anyways, I digress. I am now officially late for another meeting, so I will have my show at 4:30. The Patreon is linked in the description. You scroll on the bottom of the screen there. You don't have to join if you don't want to, but that's where I get to be unfiltered and really talk about stuff. So, anyways, you guys have a blessed afternoon, and I will see you at 4:30 Eastern.